Welcome back to Entrepreneur Success Stories. We have David Esau with ClickTrack Marketing, and we're talking now about cashing out. Do you sell your business? Do you franchise it? Do you turn it over to your family? Do you just end it when you want to retire? And that's that. What's your thought process now in ClickTrack Marketing? You're young. You got a long ways to go, so we won't hold you to it.
So I think the most important thing is, of course, is getting the results for the clients. So you have the retention, right? And people are sticking around for a long time. If we can systematize the business properly to where I can back out from being the bottleneck in a lot of areas, I would love to just continue to scale and talk to people and build on others' partner strategies. But at some point, there might be a chance to sell. If we do it right, everything needs to be by the book. Like I said, SOPs for everything. You know,
standard operating procedures. Is that what you mean by SOPs? In case you're new out there and you don't know what SOP means.
Directions to do anything that needs to be done in the business, step by step, so anyone can take a look.
That's huge, by the way. In training, that's huge. In bringing people on, it's huge in everything. And it's something entrepreneurs typically are pretty bad at. They tend to hire somebody. They tend to hire somebody. They just move on and they move on and they move on. And what does that guy do? I'll give him a bunch of stuff. SOP, everything. Nothing hits the floor that way. Everything is always covered. And the other thing that I heard you say that's really important is getting the business to an operational level that makes it sellable.
You're not going to make the sale. If your business runs without you, then that's a sellable business. But if you need to be in every facet of the business, then you're not going to make as much as you could at all.
I recently sold a financial planning practice, and I know exactly how to do that. And you just need to get your business to a point where it's profitable. It's really simple. Nobody's going to pay you if it's not a profitable business. If you're making $1 million a year and you don't make any money, nobody's going to pay $1 million a year for that business. So if you want to ballpark it and say, well, how much could I get? And you just want to do it as a guesstimation up front. You can do 1 times gross or 5 times net. I prefer 5 times net. If I'm buying a business, I want to see that there's a net profit. That's a critical aspect of it, getting it to a point where somebody is willing to buy it, because so many entrepreneurs just go, and it's going well. And then they go, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. And then they go to sell it, and the ducks aren't in line. The SOPs aren't there. The net profit, maybe 1 year it's five times, maybe the margin changes every year. So when you go in and look at a business like that, you're not going to buy it. Just not going to buy it. So plan ahead and think it through. Do you have a gut at this point? Do you think you're just going to want to get older and just become the chairman and just let it crank? Or you think you're going to sell it and try to cash out and do something else later on in life? I know it's a really unfair question. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I'll probably work with someone like Chris Bloom he puts on a Agency Freedom Live event, and it's all about agencies and just roles and responsibilities, the numbers. I'll likely work with someone like him to get this really fully in order. And then from there, I think probably about 5-6 years max that I'd be in this type of business. By that point, hopefully, it's doing a few $1 million easy a year, maybe get a 5x, maybe even a 10x if it's really good, and we own some niche or something. Like I said, put that into some form of real estate, something where I don't have to be there all the time.
There's a lot of good lessons with what he just said. Knowing exactly where you want it to be, how many millions, how much net at some point in time. He's already had it in his mind that in a 5-year standpoint, he's going to be able to get it to a sellable number. So that's planning ahead of time, knowing what he's going to do. The other key thing that he just mentioned that I want to really reiterate a lot is mentorship in your industry. He's got a guru or a consultant in that industry. Those people know what margins are selling. They know what agencies sell and what agencies operate well and agencies don't operate well. So whatever business you're in, find a mentor that knows way more than you about that industry and bring them along, whether you're paying them or whether they're just your mentor. But that's going to give you the expertise to be able to position it in the right way.
I don't want to do the same thing I did for the last 3 years, but I'm very happy where we got to.
You like your business. You're having fun with it.
Yeah, love it.
If you don't have that, you have nothing. Because if you go to work hating your job, like I did with my agency for the last 6 months of that agency, I hated my job. I was making some money. I just hated it. And it was my own fault. So I just woke up one day and said, I'm not doing that anymore. Moved into the financial planning world and everything is great. So entrepreneurs are pretty good generally at switching right to left.
I came from hospitality. I was doing music.
Right. And there'll be
Went to
something else
marketing.
in your future that nobody knows is coming down the pike. But all these things that he's learning and he's applying from his business to his personal financial planning is essential. So I highly encourage all of you to do that same thing. Focus on your business and your and your wife's estate and financial planning at the same time, because they do affect each other every single day. Again, thank you very much for coming on board here today and sharing all your wisdom with all of our lovely viewers out there that are learning all about entrepreneurship. And I bet you some of them are now going to want to go in the digital marketing agency.
Well, and the
just
digital
what you
marketing-
want is more competition, right?
Digital marketing will help you do anything, because no matter what business you own, eventually you become the main marketer.
You have to have digital marketing. If you have no digital marketing, you have no business nowadays. Simple as that. Again,
Well
thanks
said.
again, David. And Click Track Marketing. Make sure you take a peek at them.
Thank you.